off him for Vivian in the first half. It is a clear penalty kick. No getting away from it. It's a clear penalty kick. Why the referee was not sent to the monitor, I will never know.
We all know I'm not happy, folks, but Kris Boyd's another guy that ain't happy, right? So we're gonna react to the Chuckle brothers, Boyd and Sutton, today on Fog Football. Their reaction to Rangers going out the Europa League, completely unjust if you ask me. But despite, doesn't matter how pissed you are, right? Do you deserve to get robbed? No, you don't. You just do not. That changed the game, alright? That changed it. And Boyd, there'll be a few clips of Boyd throughout this video. He's not a happy man. He said, and I quote, "It's a disgrace, a stonewall penalty. Cyril Dessers has had to go off to change his shirt. It was a slack pass, but Dessers has been able to turn and get away from him. Vivian pulls his shirt. It's ripped right across the middle. I cannot believe for the life of me why that has not been given as a penalty kick. He's not even been sent to the monitor. It's a terrible decision. Dessers actually got booked for coming back onto the pitch with his new shirt on. Stonewall penalty. It's incredible. The full shirt is ripped right across the middle." End of quote. The only thing I can disagree with Kris Boyd on there is he says it was a slack pass from Raskin. It actually took a deflection. I think it was going to go to Dessers without the deflection, but then Dessers read the deflection. One of the first times Dessers has read anything, by the way, but he reads it and then he gets screwed. And Rangers get screwed. I mean, it's screwed. It is one of the biggest baffling decisions. And then it's like, that's bad enough. But then you factor in the Sterling handball from last week, and then they get one pretty much identical, right? And I say identical. I think the Sterling one's worse to a degree because he's got no time to react. See the one that Bilbao hits the hand to him? He is further away from the I can't remember who it was, who it bounced off. It was a lot of bodies, but he was further away from the contact prior to him hitting his hand than Sterling was. Sterling was, touched close to the guy at Ibrox when it hit off his hand. This Bilbao one, I think he honestly had time to react to a degree. And if you can't see the corruption here from UEFA, then I mean, of course they want Bilbao, the Basque Country job squad. Of course they want them in the final of the Europa League. That's no secret. But Jesus Christ, fucking hell! Honestly, I don't care who it is. I would defend. It isn't just the fact it's Rangers, right? This could even have happened to Celtic, and I would have took the blue tinted specs off and went, "That's a fucking disgrace." I could have maybe had a chuckle about it, absolutely right. But it's not the reality is. See if Sutton was a man of any form of integrity, he'd be fucking calling that out. He'd be joining Boyd and be like, you know what? I always stand. Why? Because Sutton does defend Scottish football to a degree. Why doesn't he go, here, I like my jokes about Rangers, and part of me is glad to see them go out because I didn't want them to win it. But you know what? They were on the end of an absolute shocking decision. And it is, Sutton, as we see here with his tweet, sad to see Rangers go out tonight, right? I think we've all just had enough of Sutton and Boyd. And I've always said it, but Neil Lennon for me is one of the best pundits. See if Neil Lennon, right, say he was in the studio for that game, he would have said he would have actually called that out. He would have said that's a disgrace. Though, see if Sutton was on commentary for that game or doing punditry for that Rangers Bilbao game last night, he'd have just said, nah, it's never a penalty, just to wind the masses up, man. That's all he would have done it for. And honestly, it is fucking pathetic, man, to the highest degree. We can't get fair punditry because there's too many people trying to wind the other one up. And I like a good wind up. I like a good bit of banter, man. Jokes with jabs and all that wee stuff. But fucking hell, come on, what we doing here? Honestly, that is one of the biggest fumbles of a decision this year. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, man. You can't just rip. Oh man, how does he rip half his shirt off and they don't even check it? I could greet about this for 6 weeks. I'm going to have to because there's nothing else left to play for, folks, so I'm going to have to do that. But let's see what Kris Boyd also said post-match.
I think everybody, we all sat here and said it was as clear a penalty as you'll see, and not to be sent in the monitor. In the back of net, 2-0 Atletico Club, tie over. And
Kris Boyd summed it up there rather nicely. 2-0, tie over, good night, shite. I mean, I've added that wee extra bit on, but it is, and Rangers were poor. We were. I'm not shying away from that. We didn't get beat yesterday just due to the fact that we should have had a penalty and they should have been down to 10. We got beat due to the fact that over the course of like 94 minutes, we weren't good enough. We didn't take enough risks, and Barry got it wrong on numerous occasions. But guess what, folks? You know what I mean? Barry isn't getting anything factually wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can say, well, we'd have rather brought in Salah on, or we'd have rather brought Barron on, we'd have rather done that. There's nothing really factual about that. It's just Barry wanting to make formation changes and bring certain players on. It could have worked, it might not. These referees, right, and it's not just this game, it's across the board, they're getting factual fucking decisions wrong. You know what I mean? Barry can get games wrong. Brendan Rodgers can get his tactics wrong. Jimmy Thielen can get his tactics wrong. Neil Critchley tends to always get his tactics wrong, brother. Davy Gray tends to get his right. But the reality is, it doesn't matter. Managers make mistakes. They make wrong subs. They set up wrong. Shit happens. But these officials are making factual decisions. And they are getting the actual factual decisions wrong. The clear and obvious. And, oh, man. Honestly. And I'm hearing people joke and say, oh, well, now you know how the rest of Scotland feels getting screwed here. Honestly. Find me a decision this season that goes in favour of Rangers that's that bad. Honestly, man. I can name you one that goes against Rangers, and that's the Scottish League Cup final. I can name you that one, but in terms of one that actually goes in Rangers' favour against another team in the league, I'm trying to think off the top of my head here that I don't think we should have got. I'm sure someone will be bound to, rejig my memory in the comments down below, but it's just pathetic, man, it is. And this guy, I seen this morning, I think the Glasgow Times were reporting this guy's been banned by his own FA. I don't know if it's a clickbait title or if he got banned in the past and he's been reinstated, but he should lose his job. He should. You know what I mean? Well, this is a comical decision. You know what I mean? Comical. And I say referee, right? Maybe a wee bit. The FAR guy. That's the guy that needs to lose his job, not the referee. Let me correct that, right? Because the referee, I can understand him not seeing it. But see, once you slow it down and you see half a shirt getting ripped off, and he's not even had the... But no, it is. As I said in my video earlier, the reason why they didn't give us a penalty, because those bastards, they fucking knew if they gave it as a penalty, he has to go. He has to be sent off. See, if that's flipped, 110% Rangers are going down to 10 men and Bilbao's getting a penalty. Of course they are. But they did, we don't want to ruin the game. We don't want to ruin the game for Bilbao. We're in the host city. They're favourites for this competition. We want them there. They fucking shat it because they knew the reaction from that crowd. The fallout it would have been. Bilbao, the Basque country. Fuck every single one of them, man. Look, we have a policy where we only sign players from the 4 cubic miles or whatever the fuck it is. I don't give a shit. They're pish. The referee obviously comes from the Basque country. So he's a far bloody guy as well. They're all pish. They robbed us. I'll stand by it. And my season's over. So I'll be enjoying absolutely hee-haw this weekend across the board. My team's not playing. And there's no more Thursdays. So, 5 games. Is Barry going to make any drastic changes? Probably not. Are Kris Sutton and Kris Boyd going to be winding each other up? You can bet your bottom dollar on it. Who's going to come out on top? Well, it's going to have to be Kris Sutton. I mean, he's playing the campaign on with unlimited ammo, and Kris Boyd's running around with a fucking stun gun. That's essentially the gist of it, because he's getting no ammunition to fire back with. Anyway, folks, that's us done. See you later with more Fids, Scottish Cup and SPFL preview show. Probably combine it into one later on. A good weekend. Looking forward to the cup games, but I just wish my team was in there. But we'll review the games. We'll talk about it. We'll see. Maybe Jambo Bear will be greeting. Maybe Celtic fans will be greeting. Maybe Jimmy Thielen will be heaving. And maybe St Johnstone will do the unthinkable. Who knows? But until then, peace.